Hello there, lovely people. Good evening from Dhaka, Bangladesh. How are you all doing? It's 8:10 here right now. Kind of like a pleasant night, you can say. Not too hot, not too breezy. It's kind of okay. So I'm gonna do two episodes for you. First episode, I'm gonna do a top 10 list. I've been telling you that I'm gonna be doing this quite frequently because these are the kind of videos people like to watch. And then I'll do a comparison video. Perhaps if I have still energy, maybe one more review. Okay. Hopefully you're doing good. You're in good health. So first episode, as you can tell from title, this is a little bit different. Okay. Usually I do top 10 complimented summer list, which I'm gonna do again, or fragrances that get noticed or projects a lot. There are a lot of areas you can cover, but this particular episode I thought of, that not just me receiving compliments, sometimes perhaps my fellow frag heads or community members or even any family member or anybody wore a fragrance and I gave them a compliment and I asked them or I recognize the perfume. I want to show such 10 fragrances. So, it gives a little bit different perspective. So these are kind of for fun. You can take it not so seriously. And these fragrances, some of them are really obvious. They are really, really good compliment garners, well known. And some of them are a little bit, perhaps, it will come off as a surprise, but not shocking, I guess. So no honorable mention. I have exactly 10. I'll go one by one. I'll tell you what compliment I gave and small incidents, such thing. Okay. First fragrance I want to show you. It's kind of like reformulated at this point. The newer ones are not as strong as this, but this surprisingly is a very good compliment garner fragrance, and I detect it on people. This is gonna be this perspective. These are not the absolute best. There are many other ones which are good. I'm just showing you 10 solid ones. So this fragrance I don't usually see that you wouldn't think like this kind of fragrance will get you compliments or you give compliments to people, but I did. This fragrance is called Azzaro Legend. So what is this fragrance? This is kind of like a freshy, blue, that sort of type, but it has some twist. It has extreme sweetness. Longevity is crazy. It got tonka beans, got tea note. It also has some chrome touch to it. And the tea note makes it really interesting and got some musk going on. This fragrance, when it's sniff it for the very first time, I absolutely fell in love with it, and I give credit to my dear brother Shafi Bhai. Shoikat Bhai is one of our moderators in the group, admin, sorry, and he introduced me to this perfume, and immediately I had to get a bottle, and lucky for me back then, the vintage versions were still available. So I remember giving compliments to people, because the smell, like projection is so good on this. Basically, I would wear this more on cooler months, but summertime it projects like nobody's business. If you can get this cap version, the older version, these are the ones. Oh, they got beautiful green apple note that I forgot. So this is perhaps the fruity aspect made me, like give compliment to people, even though it's kind of like a synthetic. You can say this synthetic Azzaros are a bit synthetic, a little bit of chromish touch, but this is better than Azzaro's chrome for me, okay, by far. And this fragrance I think is one of the best fragrances for compliment garner factors. So I gave people compliments like, you smell really crisp, you smell like I can detect your perfume from very far. So all the way it's good thing is it was really impressive. So first fragrance I gave compliment to people, it was Azzaro Legend, the vintage version. Number 9, if I show you, it will not surprise many of you. This is very obvious one. It's a compliment beast. I give compliments, and some of us do wear fragrance for ourselves, but if you receive occasional compliment that you smell nice, someone tells you it feels nice, right? So number 9, I'm going to show you the classic Versace Porum. I have a 2018 bottle here. This doesn't matter, if you buy at this point Versace Porum, high likely it's going to be a reformulated version. What is reformulated version? It's not as long lasting as the vintage, obviously, but it still exists and still projects like crazy. If you are lucky, you will get like 2 hours plus great projection and 3 to 4 hours of longevity. But within that time, first opening 2 hours, this fragrance is pure magic. I got compliments from this, one of the most complimented fragrances for me in summer. People smell this on me, they say, you smell fantastic, man. This one smells like breath of fresh air, something like it. It's like aquatic, it's masculine, it's floral, all those things, and it's light. That's the thing, ozonic. But I remember one of my brothers, I gave him compliment that, brother, you smell so professional. He just came from office with his formal shirt, white shirt and tie, no jacket or coat, but this one, it smells like a professional man and it smells like a clean man. So I have something similar to this which is more creamy. I also included that because both of them are good for that. And Versace Porum, I gave people compliments many times. It's a very common DNA everywhere you smell this, absolutely. So this is one of the precious gems. Even though it's been so many years, this one still rocks. So number 8, this is going to be a rather surprising one. This is similar to, you can say, the same ballpark as Dior Sauvage and Dylan Blue. But I I'm gonna show you something else from that same category, but this one I smelled on someone and I gave them compliment because this one was very nicely projecting, which is gonna be Coach for Men. So they have quite a few ones right now. Coach, the platinum, they have a blue, and I believe maybe there's one more, I'm not sure. So I have a 200 ml of it. I use it once in a while in summertime. This is not as long lasting as Dior Sauvage or some of the other ones, but the strong point of this perfume, first 3 to 4 hours, this fragrance really is prominent. After that, it gets kind of faint. But imagine someone sprayed this fragrance in the room and then it was freshly sprayed. So you go to meet that guy, like in a place where he just applied it like 1 hour back. This fragrance fills up a house or a room. That sort of property this one has. It's very strong, yet very nice. Like I haven't smelled it for some time. Sprayer is not that good, but it smells so nice. It's not the same as Dior Sauvage or any of those you think like it's a clone. No, it has its own smell. It's fresh, clean, crisp. I have kind of like another fragrance similar to this, but Coach for Men, I gave people compliments like, it's like smells fruity and it's different. It doesn't smell at all like in the air on others like Dior Sauvage, at least not to me. So definitely you can give it a try, and it's more budget option than Dior Sauvage easily. 100 ml of Dior Sauvage cost similar price to 200 ml of Coach for Men. That's number 8. Number 7, yeah, this one is well known. This is Prada Amber Purum. Countless numbers. I smell this on friends, fragheads. Let's say we have a meetup, someone who is wearing this. This is one of the most easiest one. You can smell this one, Prada L'Homme, and you can say, oh, you're wearing Prada Amber, isn't it? So this one smells professional, crisp, clean, fresh, and very sharp. This is the best thing. It projects a lot, lasts a long time. At some point, if you're wearing this, you may go nose blind to it. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you that you're gonna smell this all day. But once you take off your shirt and next day you smell it, it's still on the shirt. That's the strong point of it. So this one is a soapy, kind of like a fresh, clean vibe. This smells like a very high-class bar of soap. And when I smell it on people, man, I don't care if they're wearing niche or designer. Most part here, you'll see mostly designers dominating the compliment segment. That some of the niche, they are too unique for some people to really understand or compliment you. And some countries, they don't have the compliment, culture, right? So our country nowadays, yes, sometimes we go forward and people are actually happy if you say, hey, you smell nice, what's your perfume? And then they will just like, they'll smile and feel good about them. So Prada Amber, I complimented people like, this one, just like Versace Pro, smells very professional. It smells high class and rich. I told one guy, man, like this fragrance is built for you. Okay, so I don't remember the guy exactly. There are so many people I met. He was one of my elder brothers, and he was wearing this like not knowing the hype about it or community. He didn't care. He had this for a long time. So he said, this is one of my favorite. It's my wife's favorite. She also likes this. If we go out for parties and stuff, I put this on, right? So Prada Amber, definitely. I don't know if it's discontinued now, but you should definitely have this perfume in your arsenal if you like to smell clean, fresh, with good performance. So that's number 7. Number 6. Let's get a little bit dark and sweet. This next fragrance, it's ultimate boss perfume. I could show you today the niche counterpart of it, which is Naxos, but you guys already know what I'm going to show you. Pure Havane. This fragrance right here is one gem of a perfume, okay? I had very few collection. I had about 120 fragrances when I got here in Bangladesh for the first time. In 2016, I had that collection and someone gifted this to me, okay? And whenever I wore it, I absolutely enjoy this perfume every time. I don't care, like if people do not compliment me. I just enjoy this a lot. The cherry, tobacco, got this vanilla, and it's really nice, spicy, masculine, sweet. The cherry is really beautiful. So the guy who gifted me this, he was wearing this once. I complimented him, and that's when he realized that he wants to gift me this from one of the retail shop. We don't keep in touch anymore, but I told him, brother, you smell like really rich. What is that smell I'm smelling? How much does it cost? Is it $200-300 fragrance? He said, have you ever smelled Pure Havane? I said, no, because that time I was still, searching. And he said, okay, this is the Pure Havane. And I was like, my God. And he brought that bottle one day. I fell in love with it. Okay, I said, man, like this is a perfume I have to get. And he saw the expression on my face. He gifted me this fragrance, not this exact one. That was Thierry Mugler version. I finished that bottle already. But this, I complimented people like, man, this one smells like $200-300 fragrance on a man. That's it. A night out, very sexy, very, very sexy fragrance, very up class and very unique. Okay, Pure Havane by Thierry Mugler. This one I complimented my elder brother. So last 5 are gone. Let's show you top 5. I rank them because, according to my liking, they're all great. Okay. Number 5, I'm going to show you YSL Y EDP. This is the other one similar to the Coach for Men, Dior Sauvage, Dylan Blue, but this one has its own property. Just like Chrome Legend, this one has green apple. Okay, that is a big note in this. And this fragrance, now it's like it says EDP on the bottle or the perfume, but the older ones, just like this bottle, there's nothing written on the bottle. Luckily, so I have a 60 ml of vintage version, the old version. This fragrance, it's so powerful. When I reviewed it for the first time, I did say this one I prefer over Dior Sauvage because I can smell it. Others can smell it. Dior Sauvage, I cannot smell it after 1 hour. People can, right? But this one, I can smell it too. Last at least 8 to 10 hours every day. And the fragrance, I remember many people, many guys, it's a simple one, okay? When I smell it on people, I'm like, you smell really nice. I know what this is. This is YSL Y EDP. It's a very simple scent, it's not a very sexy one or anything. It's not like La Nuit de l'Homme. But when I smell it on people, I really appreciate like they are trying to make an effort to smell fresh and clean in the summer's time, And this one, if let's say not fragrance community, outside the community, this is one gem of a perfume. Anywhere you wear this, people will notice and they will be very pleasantly surprised by your high quality fragrance. It doesn't smell cheap at all. So YSL Y EDP, safe bet for every single occasion, any purpose, and it's never gonna get negative attention, not at least on me. Okay, so the best from the line is YSL Y EDP. One of the fragrance I gave compliments to others. So number 4 is a fragrance, man. This is a massive compliment puller, and this is similar to that Versace Purum, but I included both. Okay, and this one is a lot more creamy, lot more long lasting. This is Chanel Allure Sport. This perfume, if you feel Versace Purum is not really pushy enough for you, like it's not really long lasting or not beast mode, this, it's borderline beast mode, okay? Even at this current formulation, I have an older batch, I think, but I have 150 ml. This is a more creamier version of Versace. When you get that neroli, you get that orange, and it smells so up class. It's just so good. Man, Chanel Allure Sport, it's not a sporty perfume, but when you smell it on others, you at first, I smell it on a guy, and I couldn't detect. I knew the smell, but I'm like, what is the smell? It's so familiar. And I never could think of this is the fragrance they were wearing. After half an hour, they told me, that guy told me I'm wearing this, and you should have known it. I'm like, a shame. He said, what kind of reviewer are you? You should know this. But sometimes, you cannot always think of. But this fragrance is a safe one. Even more than, like, I would say Edition Blanche or the original Allure. This one and Eau Extreme, both are big on compliments. I give people compliments. This is a bit more versatile than Eau Extreme. That's why I'm showing you this. You can wear this all year round. Chanel Allure Sport, expensive but worth the money. Okay, if you want performer, if you want a little bit of musky dry down on top of Versace Purum, there you go. Very strong. So number 3, number 2, number 1, all three are niche. But this number 3 is somewhat still affordable niche. This is the most obvious one in the list. This one, if someone sees this, they'll be like, yeah, this one definitely, I smell on people. I tell them, man, you smell nice. This is Instant Crush. Similar to Baccarat Rouge, but a lot more. Okay. This one, do not spray too much. Okay. I have a screw version. I also had a magnetic top version, but the screw version here is the older batch. And this one, if you can manage, you are insured on the shirt 14-15 hours of longevity. And that's also paired with like 3, 4, 5 hours of projection, which is crazy on Mancera because the oils are so intense. So I prefer Mancera over Montals. I remember at least 10 to 12 people plus I smell on the air. I know what they're wearing. I'm like, you're wearing Instant Crush, right? They're like, how do you know it's not Baccarat Rouge? Because it's a little bit different than Baccarat Rouge. It's a little bit more, perhaps oud in this or something that makes it a little bit more different. It's just on steroids. Okay, I love that. And this, definitely I compliment people numerous times. This is a gem of a perfume. You should definitely, for one bottle for parties, late night, this is a sexy one. Even for clubbing, excellent choice. This is called Instant Crush by Mancera, number 3. Number 2 is a very particular compliment that I gave 2 days back to one of my brothers, Aditya Bhai. We went to hang out, one of the hotels just to have, a coffee and some, light refreshment. We went for a drive basically. And I was wearing Synthetic Jungle and he was wearing this Layton. He wore like 3 to 4 sprays max, not like overdoing it. It was a kind of mild breezy day, mild humid day. All day, like not all day, we spend like about 2-3 hours together on the drive plus the hangout, chit chat. This fragrance, I could smell it projecting like from far, 10 feet, 12 feet. I could smell him. I'm like, are you wearing Layton? He's like, yeah, that's Layton. I said, how many sprays? He said 3 to 4 maximum. And this fragrance has beautiful projection. So do not listen to people when they say Layton sucks, it's too simple, it's designer like Parfum de Marly. Yeah, some people are too advanced, they're too smart for their own good. But don't be that person, okay? Don't listen to people. Spray this, you see how much you like it. Don't compare this with anything else like Hugo Boss bottle or the Apple, whatever. Man, Layton is one of the best compliment garner fragrance ever, period. If you can get the exclusive, even better, but that's much more expensive. Layton, I gave compliment to Aditya Bhai without any doubt or any hesitation. Layton by Parfum de Marly, number 2. Number 1 today, I'm going to show you. My bottle is almost finished. I am going to buy a full bottle before winter, I guess, if I'm still here. This fragrance house, everything is massive. Any perfume you buy, they're never negotiating with performance. Number 1 is Nishane Ani. Okay, I could show you Hachivat, I could show you Oolongcha, anything, saffron colonies, anything I show you, they actually are very strong. But Ani, something sexy about it. I was wearing Hachivat or this, or my brother was wearing this or Hachivat. Either way, we complemented each other. I couldn't smell my fragrance. He couldn't smell his own fragrance, but we could smell each other's scent of the day. So this was worn by, I think, Shafi Bhai, my dear brother, my best friend in Bangladesh. And I said, brother, you are projecting like 5-6 hours continuously. Man, what you wearing? And he's like, you know it. It's Ani, right? I'm like, oh, okay. So it's obvious. It's kind of embarrassing with both. But thing is, it gets complimented. That's what I'm trying to say. Ani is one of the sexiest boozy vanilla. So playful, man. I have to get a backup bottle of this stuff. It's expensive, but for a good reason. Ani, it's a beast. Okay. So this is number 1 today. Nishane Ani. One of the fragrances I compliment other people. What are your some fragrances you smell on others and you compliment them? Do leave the link below so others can be benefited. Thanks very much for watching. Time to move on to the second review. Take care. Good night.